Hello, welcome to AllCBTs. My name is David, and in this special video, we'll be taking the NABTEB English past question. Now, we've had one video done some days ago on the top 30 NABTEB most likely questions that you had to expect. This is an update to that video. It's like a follow-up. Okay, you should also expect these questions. These questions are curated because we have resourced the NABTEB examination syllabus and past trends and top likely questions, and was able to put this one up so that you can have an idea of the questions and the style of NABTEB English language assessment and to prepare adequately for it. If you are yet to be subscribed to the channel, I think it's time to do so. Just smash the subscribe button so that when we update these questions or even other subjects which are loaded in the channel, you'll be notified by YouTube and then you can come to watch. So let's get into it. So at the beginning of every section in your NABTEB exam, you would see instructions. So instructions is your life. Okay, instructions help you understand the question and to make the right choice of an answer. So in this case, the instruction is answer all questions. Choose the option A to D, or choose from, there should be a from here. Choose from the options A to D that best completes each statement or answers the question. So let's see the questions. Question 1. So we are beginning with the category lexis and structure. So the first question there is, the man was praised for his dash conduct. So you have to take from the options to fill in the gap. You have to take the most appropriate word to fill in the gap. The man was praised for his dash conduct. Now we have reckless, we have admirable, we have careless, and we have thoughtless. Because we see praise here, we have an idea that it's a good thing. What would be here would be something positive because you only offer praise to positive actions. So the man was praised for his, it couldn't be a careless conduct. It couldn't be thoughtless because these are negative attitudes. So it's the only positive attitude here, or the only positive vice here is admirable. So admirable makes sense to be here. No other option makes sense to be there. So the man was praised for his admirable conduct. Question 2 now. The judge delivered his verdict without fear or dash. Now, verdicts are like judgments that are given to the suspect in the law court. So the judge is the one that sits over the court or a ruling. So the judge delivered his verdict, his judgment, without fear or, now this is a phrase, you must have heard this phrase several times, without fear or favor. It's a phrase, common phrase. So the judge delivered, or if you like, saying an expression. So the judge delivered his judgment or his verdict without fear or favor. Favor is the correct option there. Question 3. Neither the student nor the teacher dash present at the meeting. Now, this kind of question is called a subject-verb agreement. Now, in every question or expression as this, you need to locate the subjects and so that you can know what the correct verb would be to complete the sentence. Now, in this sentence, now we have two subjects. We have students, we have teacher. Now, we need the verb, but the verb has to agree to the subject. And the rule of subject-verb agreement is that the verb will always agree to the nearest subject to it in a statement or in a sentence. So this is the nearest subject. This is the nearest subject to the verb. The verb has to be here. And this is the nearest subject to the verb. So, and it's in the singular. That's something else you should note. It's in the singular. This is also a subject, but it's in the plural. So the nearest subject to the verb is in the singular. So what would the option be? Meaning that the verb has to be in the singular too. So this is in the plural where have is in the plural. So we are left between is and have. So neither the student nor the teacher is present at the meeting. The principal with his staff dash attending the seminar today. The principal with his staff dash attending the seminar today. All right, so this one is also a subject verb agreement, but in this case you have with, which brings the principal and staff together to make a plural. So the principal is one person, the staff is one person, but now this with has combined them together to make them two people. All right, so it's now in the plural. The verb now has to be in the plural. The principal with his staff are attending the seminar today. That will be the correct preposition for that statement. Okay, and then question 5. He drives as if he dash drunk. He drives as if he dash drunk. This is an hypothetical statement. Okay, it's an unreal statement. So he drives as if, and when we use unreal statement as hypothetical statement, we use where. So he drives as if he were drunk. For example, if we hear something like, if I were as rich as Dangote, I'll do this. So it's unreal because you're not as rich as Dangote, right? He says, or you must have had a statement as, if I were God, I'll do this. So we use where, okay, for unreal hypothetical statements. Question 6 now. Okay, so with that, we come to the end of that section on the lexis and structure. Now we move to comprehension passage. Okay, so we will be given a short passage and then we'll have questions, 5 questions I can see from that passage. So you want to pay attention to the passage because obviously your questions are coming from there. So let's see, food is essential for human survival, yet the distribution of food around the world is unequal. True. While some nations have surplus means abundance, others suffer from famine, which simply means shortage. The irony of this situation is that wastage often occurs where food is most abundant. How true? It's true. Yeah, so basically the summary of the notion or the idea from this comprehension is that there is enough food in the world, but some places are having more, some places are having less, some places are not even having at all. And that the reason why some places are not having at all or less could be because of wastage. That's the summary of what we have here. Now let's go to the questions. Question 6. The irony in the passage is that what? Which of the options is correct? A. Food is essential for survival. Is correct, but that's not the irony. Irony is when you are contrasting between two situations. So some nations suffer famine while others waste food. Yes, that's the irony. Okay, some people have while some people don't have at all. Okay, some have more than enough. They eat and just throw to the dogs or just trash the remnant. While some are really looking for that remnant. It's an irony of life. Okay, so we have famine exists in our nation. These ones are facts. Famine exists in our nation. It's a fact. Food is essential for survival. Fact. Surplus occurs everywhere. Fallacy. It's false. So the only irony here is some nations suffer famine while others waste food. It's an irony of life. And question 7. According to the passage, famine is caused mainly by what? Now, you must note the instruction regarding this question. It says according to the passage, not a general term or not it excludes your thoughts to the passage. It's telling you that give us the answer based on what you've read in the passage, not based on what you think or not based on what is happening in life. So in other words, if what you read in the passage is false or does not connect to what is happening in real life, you better follow the passage because it says according to the passage. If you go out of the passage and suggest your answer based on real life occurrence, you'll be marked wrong by the examiner because that's not according to the passage. That's why you have to be big on instructions in your English language examination so that you don't get it wrong. Okay, so according to the passage, Note that again. Famine is caused mainly by, okay, from the passage, what do we see as the major cause of famine? Is it lack of rainfall? It wasn't mentioned in the passage. Rainfall was not mentioned at all. Is it unequal distribution? Yes. So from the passage, we see that there is an unequal distribution of food. Okay, some places have more, some places have less. So there is no way to cause this food to be equally or evenly distributed. It's also the same case with money. Okay, some people have more, some people have too much. They don't even know what to do with it. Why? Some other people are like at the lowest end of the curve. They have nothing. Okay, yes, it's an irony of life. Question 8 now. The word famine as used in the passage means what? So from the passage, also note, it says in the as used in the passage. That's the clause there. So the word famine as used in the passage, from what we saw in the passage, what does famine imply? It implies hunger, not excess, wealth, or abundance. Okay? None of these. These are like the opposite of famine. So it implies hunger. 9. The tone of the passage can best be described as the passage we read. What is the tone? Indifference, meaning supporting, no notion, just in the middle. Critical means driving to the source, trying to find out the root problem or the source problem for hunger. Humorous, laughable. Is it funny? It's not funny. Joyful. It's not the joyful stuff. It's actually talking about hunger. So we are in between these two. Is it indifferent, supporting no side, or critical? It's critical. The correct option is critical because it drives home the reason why there is hunger. It gives us the reason. It lets us know that there is abundance, but there is hunger. So it lets us know that these are the reasons why the writer thinks that there is hunger in nations or in families. Okay, so he gives us his biased opinion. Then question 10. A suitable title for the passage is what? If you notice, the passage didn't have a title. So if you have to give the passage a title, what will it be? Is it the world and food, causes of hunger, abundant food, unequal wealth? Now, when you are giving a passage a title, you've got to give a title based on the overall theme or the overall idea of the passage. We can't say unequal wealth. No, the passage is not about wealth. It's about food. Okay? We cannot say abundant food. The passage is not just talking about abundance. It's also talking about lack. So this doesn't cover the passage entirely. We can't say causes of hunger. Okay? That doesn't cover it. So the world and food is a better rendering, a better covering title for the passage. Okay, the world and food. Then we now begin to see why there is abundance and why there is lack in terms of food. All right, so we go on to another comprehension passage. We saw one comprehension passage earlier, so we want to see another comprehension passage to, boost your understanding of comprehension and questions as follows. Now, question 15. Okay, read the passage below and answer question 11 to 15. Sorry. Now, this is the passage. Exercise is vital for healthy living. Children who engage in physical activities develop strong bodies and minds. Unfortunately, modern lifestyle and technology have reduced interest in exercises, leading to health challenges later in life. True. Now let's go to the questions. All right, question 11 from the comprehension passage we just saw. According to the passage, exercise is important because it dash A. Causes health challenges. B. Develops strong bodies and minds. C. Wastes time. D. Reduces energy. So what's the benefit, the importance of exercise from the passage? We see that it develops strong bodies and minds. Question 12 now. Modern lifestyle have led to dash general interest in exercise, reduced interest in exercise, better health, stronger minds. Modern lifestyle, sedentary lifestyle, actually, because Of course, now you work at the decks morning till evening. It's almost about the lifestyle of everybody. So it has led to reduced interest in exercise. Even you watching this video, when last did you go to the gym, or when last did you perform some exercise activity in the house or in your home? It's been a long time. So modern lifestyle has led to reduced interest in exercise. Question 13. The writer suggests that failure to exercise can lead to what? What did he say from that second paragraph, second or third paragraph? That if you are not regularly exercising, what can it lead to? Is it success? No. Be laziness? No. It actually says health challenges, which is true. Later in life, those people may run into some health challenges. Yeah. Question 14. The tone of the passage is what? So just like we saw in the previous comprehension, what is the tone of this passage? Is it persuasive? Indifferent, meaning not taking any side? No. Humorous? Laughable? No. Angry? No. So it's persuasive. The writer is trying to help us to see the benefits or the importance of exercise and why we should engage in it. So it's persuasive. 15 now. A suitable title for this passage will be what? Is it technology and fun? No, doesn't connect, doesn't even relate to technology. Is it the value of exercise? Kind of. Health and wealth? Kind of. Children and games? It does not connect to children and games. So we are left with the value of exercise and health and wealth. The suitable or the best title or the better title from B and C would be B, the value of exercise, because it covers the passage properly. All right, so with that we come to the end of that section B, comprehension passage. So we now go to summary. It says read the passage below and answer questions 16 to 20. So corruption weakens institutions, discourages foreign investment, and reduces citizen trust in government. It manifests in bribery, embezzlement, nepotism, and electoral malpractice. To curb it, strict laws, public awareness, and citizen refusal. To curb it, strict laws, public awareness, and citizens' refusal to participate in corrupt acts are essential. So let's see the questions from 16 now to 20. Question 16. In one sentence, summarize the effects of corruption mentioned in the passage. In one sentence. So now we're going to do this. We don't have options here. So this one now you have to think and come up with the answer. So we're going to go back to the passage. Yes, in one sentence, summarize the effect of corruption. You can see it now. This is it right here. So you put it in your own words. That's what you're asked to do. So corruption weakens institutions, discourages foreign investment, and reduces citizens' trust in governments. So you can put it in your own words, but that's basically what it is. That's one sentence. Question 17. In one sentence, summarize the forms of corruption that are listed in the passage. Okay, let's see the passage now. Forms of corruption listed in the passage. Corruption would manifest in bribery, embezzlement, nepotism, and electoral malpractices. Now, this one is a really short passage. For NABTEB, you may get 3 times the size of this passage and yet still have to put it into one sentence answer. So definitely you know how to do that. Next question now, question 18. In one sentence, summarize the measures needed to curb corruption. Let's see that too. So we have corruption can be curbed by strict laws, public awareness, and citizens' refusal to partake in corrupt acts. You see that? Next, question 19. What role should citizens play in fighting corruption? It's very close to 18. The answer is close to 18, but let's see. Okay, I'm not sure the answer is, I'm not sure you can pick that from here, but you can, of course, put your thoughts and based on the idea of the passage, you can answer that question. Let's go back to the question now. What role should citizens play in fighting corruption? Refuse bribery, refuse voters fraud, refuse to be engaged in nepotism and election malpractice. That's an answer. Suggest a suitable title for the passage. You can say corruption and the society. That's it. Very nice. Corruption in the society, or corruption and the society. So that's a good, very suitable title for the passage. All right, we move to the next section, which is vocabulary and usage. All right, so NABTEB is hoping to test your use of words and your understanding of words. So in this case, we have question 21. The opposite of scarcity is what? This is like synonym, antonym rather. The opposite of scarcity is what? So when there is no scarcity, there will be what? Abundance. The opposite of scarcity is abundance. All other words are like related words to scarcity. Only abundance is different. 22. Choose the word that best complete the sentence. The student was dashed for lateness. Okay, we've seen something like this also in the first few questions. The student was dashed for lateness. You definitely won't be rewarded or awarded. You won't be praised because lateness is a bad vice. Okay, so it's definitely going to be punished. So the student was punished for lateness. 23. A word similar in meaning to diligent is what? So what's diligent, first of all? If you have to answer a question as this, you've got to know what the word in quotes or might be bold. The word may be in bold or the word may be in caps letter. So you've got to know the meaning of the word in order to know a similar or an opposite word. In this case, the word is diligent. Now what's diligent? The act of being hardworking. Okay? The act of being hardworking and resourceful. Okay, so a word that is similar to diligent from these options is what? That's hardworking, like I said. 24. Which of the following sentences is correct? He has went home. He have gone home. If you go to public school, you hear those kids. This is how they talk. Teacher has went home. The boy have gone home. Okay, he has gone home. He had gone home. Now, the correct option is C. Why? Because has is in the singular. Okay, have is used for plurals. Okay, so has is in the singular. So he is just one boy or one male. So he has gone home. Remember we talked about subject verb agreement. Okay, 25. The antonym of optimism is what? So optimism is what? First of all, like I explained before, we must know the meaning of the word in quotes in order to have an idea of the answer. So optimism is what? That's the act of being positive, a positive person. The act of looking on the bright side of life, expecting good things, not looking on the negative side of life. So the opposite of that will be what? Pessimism, somebody who is always negative, who always think about bad stuff happening, negativity. So pessimistic. So that's the correct option. Now, 26. Okay, with that we come to the end of that category and we are going to the final category for this class. If you have watched the video up until this time, it means that you are enjoying it. And if you are enjoying it, what other way to show than to smash the like button and to share your thoughts with us in the comment section. Also, you can practice questions as this on our apps, and you find the link to download those apps in the description of this video. You can download the apps from Google Play Store or Apple iOS Store and practice questions as you prepare yourself to pass your oncoming exam. Alright, let's return to the topic, lexis and structure. So more, like we've seen lexis and structure at the beginning, so we just want to take a few more. 26. She sings better than dash in the choir, in the choir or chore. Some people call it chore, some people call it choir. It's actually chore. So she sings better than dash in the chore. choir as you like. Okay, is it anybody, nobody, somebody, all body? She sings better than anybody. Yes, she sings better than anybody in the choir. Sure, yes. So the correct option would be anybody. Okay. Okay, I know some persons will also be leaning to all. She sings better than all. But I really believe, hypothetically, the correct use of grammar there would be anybody. 27. If I dash him, I would have greeted him. Now, we've talked about unreal situation. Okay. Now, this is an unreal, or should I say, a third person conditional statement. This is a third person conditional statement. So, in third person conditional statement, you use had. If I had seen him, okay, I would have greeted him. This is had plus past participle. Okay. So, if I had seen him, I would have greeted him. Good. 28 now. The boys as well as their teachers dash present. The boys as well as their teachers dash present. Teacher, not teachers. Sorry. So teacher is in the singular. The boys as well. Assuming it was hand that was here, it would have made this a plural. But it is as well as, which does not fit as hand, which does not join boys to teacher. So teachers still take a singular subject in this sentence, and I will go with the boys as well as the teachers was present. I'll go with was, because was is in the singular. And then 29. The dash of the matter is that he was careless. Okay. The dash of the matter is that he was careless. So we have summary, nucleus, gist, theme. Nucleus is not used when we are talking about this kind of statement. Nucleus is used with like plans. It's used with not this kind of talk. This is like a gist. This is like a talk. Okay, this is like a rap between two people or some persons. So theme also does not work here, because theme is like the overall notion of a drama, a play, a writing, a book. So summary doesn't also work here, because summary is like the short form of a long story. So I'll go with gist. The gist of the matter, which is like the point of the matter, is that he was careless. Gist better suits this sentence. And then the last one, oh, not the last one, this is question 30. This is the girl who won the prize. Whenever you're talking about humans, you use who won the prize. This is the girl who won the prize. 31. Okay, 31 now. So we go to the next section, which is idioms and figurative expression. Idioms, these are idiomatic expressions. What are idiomatic expressions? They are just expressions that helps you express an understanding in a different way. Okay, not plainly, in a formal way. Sometimes in a formal way, sometimes in an informal way. Just help you express thoughts in a different way. Okay, and you can actually hide conversations between idiomatic expressions, especially when you want to communicate at a certain level of language. You don't want other persons to understand or to be involved with the communication. So here is one example. To cry over spilled milk will mean what? Is it to weep bitterly? No. To regret what cannot be changed. That's the correct answer. You can just imagine it. You had milk in a cup and somehow the cup fell and the milk spilled, and a child is crying over that. It can be, you can't collect the milk, the watering milk. So it's crying over what cannot be changed, right? So B is the correct option. 32. To let the cat out of the bag. You must have had this one. It's a popular one, which means what? to reveal a secret. Letting the cat out of the bag simply means to reveal a secret. And then 3, a white elephant is also an idiomatic expression. When you hear a white elephant, what does it mean? A white elephant is often used when it relates to something that is very, very big, very massive, but yet useless. Can you imagine that? So something that has no use, that is big, is worth a lot, okay, but is useless. So a useless possession, right? So that's the correct answer, a useless possession. 34, to make ends meet, you must also have had this, is a popular one. To make ends meet means to what? You need to survive within income, join ropes, finish a tax, to survive within what you earn. Okay, to make ends meet is to survive within a particular level of income. 35, to take the bull by the horn is also another popular expression. You must have had take the bull by the horn means what? Confront a problem or a difficulty boldly. Don't run away from it. You hear maybe a parent or a teacher say, take the bull by the horn. It simply means to confront a difficulty boldly. And then 36 now. Okay, so this is the final test, final section of the test. 36, the plural of phenomenon. Phenomenon is what? Some person may not know, some person may say phenomenon. No, the plural of phenomenon is phenomena. Phenomena is a plural word for phenomenon. 37, the word benevolent. Benevolent simply means to be kind, a kind person, a giver. So benevolent is a kind person. Proverb, slogan, riddle, or motto. A short witty statement that teaches a lesson is called a what? It's called a proverb. Proverbs are short statements that have lessons for you to learn from. Alright? Especially African proverbs. You know a lot of them. So, and they are witty. Witty means clever. A short, clever statement that teaches a lesson is a proverb. Question 39. Which of the following is a compound sentence? What's a compound sentence? A compound sentence is a sentence that has two independent sentences. Alright? In other words, both half sentences in the statement can stand on its own. Okay, they are always joined with words like and, or, and likes like that. So which of these is a compound sentence? Or if you like, which of these sentences, okay, have two half sentences that can stand on their own? You have he came and she left. So he came can stand on its own. She left can stand on its own, okay, as half sentences. But you have he came because she left cannot stand on its own. This is the correct one, okay. He came and she left. And like we said, always is always used to join two independent clauses together. And then the last one, question 40. The opposite of expand is dash. The opposite of expand. So what's expand? First of all, expand will mean to stretch, to enlarge. Okay. So the opposite of enlarge or expand will be what? Is it contract, increase, enlarge, or stretch? So enlarge, stretch, and increase is also, they are all synonyms of expand, or another word for expand. So only contract, which is to shrink, to bring down to size, to reduce, is the opposite of expand. So with that, we have the 40 top likely questions, part 2, okay, that you are to encounter in your NABTEB English exam for this year. I hope you enjoyed it. If you had any different idea or opinion to any of the questions or the answers that I've read out or explained, please leave it in the comment section. I'd like to hear your thoughts. Then you should also watch other subjects, other videos that we've made covering basically major subjects in the NABTEB exam. I'll see you again. Bye. Hi, I'm sure you enjoyed the content you just watched. To see more episodes as that, preparing you for your oncoming exams, smash the subscribe button on this channel right now and visit the playlist that we've made for you, covering over 50 type of different exams, including JAMB, WAEC, Kakao,